We start with a new chapter today, special senses. Today we would cover the introduction about this special senses. So we are having some general senses and one are called special senses. Special senses which senses are called to be special because they take only a particular type of sensation. Like we are having a 5 type of special senses. That's why we are having one is a smell, other is a taste, vision, hearing, and equilibrium. Equilibrium and balance is also considered as a special sense. These all of the senses are under involuntary control. So let's begin with a type of the chemical senses. We are having a receptor. Receptor are going to be stimulated like various means. Like one is mechanical, chemical, pressure, uh, temperature. So all of and some of these are under a control of some chemical like taste and smell, and they both are considered as and these senses they would go under a neurotransmitter or a micronutrient that are used for smell and taste. Both project both are having their relay station in the cerebral cortex and limbic system. Limbic system uh, evokes a strong emotional reaction. You must be thinking that why limbic system is concerned with uh, with these like a taste and smell. Yes, because uh, sorry, please, we could answer your question at the end of the session. And when I am opening the your unmute, so somebody is opening up some certain songs like that. Other are making the lines like that. So please let me just finish the subject, and at the end of the session, I would explain your particular question. So I was about to say that the limbic system concerning with the emotions that are also associated with the sense of smell and the sense of taste. Like sense of smell is known as olfaction, and the sense of the taste is known as gustation. Gustation. Both they mind it that the both of the a special property or a special senses are going together. They are united. Like smell and taste, they would go along together. Another aspect with these special um, senses, we are having particularly emotions of a limbic system, which is associated with a certain emotion. Emotion like it is like that. I could give you the example like when with only our thinking of the food could evoke the salivation in our mouth. When food is not present there, even thinking of the lemon or the lime, we could have a sense of that taste, and we begin our pouring our saliva. So these are the, like the limbic system or the emotions. Emotions like from the childhood, we are learning certain sense, special senses. Like when the child is born, when he look up at a mother's face, when mother is a smiling, newborn is a smiling. So these emotional aspect and limbic system is also associated with the certain type of the certain specialties. Like olfaction or hearing, we are having a certain receptor which are when the receptor of the olfaction are going to be activated, we have been activated or certain neuron activate certain epithelium would go on in a nasal cavity would send a signal to the olfactory pathway, olfactory bulb, their mucous membrane, that some sort of the micro particles are absorbed into the epithelial pathway and they are going out towards the brain. And brain would say to us that the what kind of what kind of there is a specialty. Either it is a fungus smell, either it is a salivary or whatever the sense of smell is there. Then eventually it is coordinated with the basal stem. This is the only introduction today. So we could go in a detail in our next coming session. And mind it that everything this setup is very much new, and most of the people, most of the uh, staff is not trained over here, so we are just beginning. And inshallah, we would be better in our next session. So be aware after the next session and let me continue. Okay, this is please stop making lines over there so you could understand easily. Please erase those lines so we could understand. This is the picture of nasal cavity, nasal mucosa, and these are the raised, these are the raised ridges in the nasal mucosa that are known as concha, nasal concha or nasal receptor. Nasal receptor, we are having a three type of a main nasal receptor. So, please, anyone over here could erase the line so I could continue. Otherwise, I am distracted and I might discontinue the session. So please, what? Okay, thank you. Above the nasal mucosa, we are having we are having a purplish round projection known as an olfactory bulb. They are having a lot of olfactory nerves around this olfactory bulb. The lower animals, like especially dogs, are having a bigger size than the human, and so they are having a stronger sense of the smell into the lower animal. We are having a lower epithelium, they are having a special type of the cell. They are giving the sense of the smell by the olfactory pathway to our cerebral cortex shared with the basal ganglia. Olfactory receptors, these are the bipolar neuron with the cilia or olfactory cell. The bluish one, like there, if you could see the arrow, these bluish, like a sea green color, these are the olfactory receptor. These are the olfactory receptor. The key word for these olfactory receptors that they are bipolar. Not any other specialty like in a vision or in a taste or in a equilibrium. Um, Never ever there is a bipolar neuron. Only and only in a nasal mucosa, nasal receptor or olfactory receptor having a cilia or the cells or the hair cell, they are bipolar. I am going to repeat, bipolar neuron or the cilia, they are only present into the nasal cell, nasal receptor. They are also having a supporting cells. Supporting cells are having a columnar epithelium. We are in a physiology not going to ask you about which type of epithelium is there, but we are asking you a physiology. So we are concerned with the bipolar cell. I have seen many times your BCQ like this, they are having options are there, multipolar, single nucleus, double nucleus, multiple nucleus, but they are only having a bipolar neuron or a cilia, only and only into the nasal mucosa. They are cells are stem cells in a basal cell or basal receptor. They receive, they are going to be replaced every month. Nasal mucosa are going to be replaced by every month, or we could say that they are having a lifespan of only 1 month. Sometimes they could be destroyed early, or the maximum time period for their life is 1 month. Then we are having a olfactory gland, they are producing a mucus. If they are not producing a mucus, so there is a no lubrication. If there is a no lubrication, so no micro kind of uh, microparticles of the smell that are produced by like chemicals or flowers or whatever the smell is, they are not absorbed into the nasal mucosa. So there must be a function, should be functioning olfactory gland. There must be presence of the liquid so that their nasal receptor could work better. Both of the epithelium and glands are innervated by a cranial nerve cell. Cranial nerve cell. Please don't make line. It is line, please. These are like a serious secretions on there on the bottom of the picture. They are aligned with the nasal receptor here. Whatever these are the ardent little molecules, they are going to be dissolved into the liquid. Then only they could carry it out with the nuclear cells, nuclear in a nuclear receptor. Then after the nuclear receptor, they send the signal to the by the olfactory nerves. Olfactory nerves are carried out into the to the olfactory neuron, olfactory bulb. Olfactory bulb are going to be carried out to the cerebral cortex. Cerebral cortex is going to be shared with the basal ganglia. So that's why it is this all receptor, they accepting the signal, they respond to the signal, and they respond to the signal. This whole process is known as a transduction. Transduction. This, what is the transduction? Transduction is a stimulated of the receptor, and they they, they behave accordingly. When the visual receptor are going to be stimulated, they provide a vision. When the receptor of the olfaction are stimulated, they provide sense of smell. Physiology of the olfaction. It is said that genetic evidence suggests that there are hundreds of the primary sense, more than 100 of primary sense. In olfactory reception, the generation potential of or the action potential develops and trigger one or more nerve impulses. Whatever here it is saying, they say that the first of all, there are several stimuli. When they reach at the peak point, then they is a generation of the action potential. Once it has been triggered, then it is carried out by the nerve impulse, and they are producing a sense of the smell. Now it is also said the one property of the olfactory neurons, they also having a property of adaptation, adaptation to the odors quickly. It is like when we are entering a room after some time, we are having a particular type of the sense of the smell, either good or a bad, and we become customized with this sense of the smell in a few after few moments. So this is the known as adaptation. Adaptation to the odors occurs quickly, and the threshold of the smell is low. Only a few molecules of the certain substance needed to be present in a air to be smelled. Only a few molecules of a certain substance need to be present into the air to be smelled. So, so what? So you don't have to pour a lot of the smell, lot of the scent on your body or your clothes. Olfactory receptors convey nerve impulses to olfactory nerves. Olfactory receptors convey nerve to olfactory nerve, olfactory bulb, olfactory tract, and cerebral cortex and limbic system. Cerebral cortex for the perceiveness and understanding of the which type of the micro particles are there and which type of the smell is there, and they are cortex is sharing information with the limbic system. Um, why limbic system? I have given you a few examples about the emotional involvement with the particular type of the smell. Okay, this is another terminology, hyposmia. Hypo means a low or a reduced quantity. Hyposmia, a reduced ability to smell, affected half of those over age above 65 to 75, of those over 70, half of those they are above 65, and about 75 those who are having above age of the 80%. It can be caused by neurological changes or the senile changes, certain drugs, and effect of smoking, and also effect of a certain like what could affect the male. When there is a thick mucus deposit into our nasal mucosa, nasal mucosa, and when we are having a flu, so the thick mucus covering the nasal epithelium, olfactory epithelium. So we are having less sense of the smell, or we could say that we are having hyposmia in a certain condition. Also, the uh, smoking could alter the nasal mucosa. Uh, so it is like that. One is the age, certainly with the age who are 65 and 75. Other is certain changes caused by the neurological changes. I gave you an example of smoking and flu. Okay. Um, Artrand bind to the receptor. Yes, there is one important thing. How the this sense of the how the olfactory receptors are going to be uh, they are stimulated. This is like a key concept here. This is the key concept here that key concept here is that when there is an action potential activating causing the activation of the odorant receptor bind to the odorant molecule, and after then there is the activation of the sodium channel, not the potassium. Why I am saying the not the potassium? Why? Because there is a one sense modality in which there are only potassium channel that are going to be stimulated. But here in olfaction, when we are having an action potential by opening up of the sodium channel. Sodium channel open, depolarization begin, and a nerve impulse is triggered. Please erase the line so I could continue, otherwise I could stop over here. Please erase the line. Okay, I am repeating, artery bind to the receptor, sodium channel activated,